your sleep. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep. Learn your rules. Learn your rules.
There you go.
Thing's over.
There you go. And the Keeley's on, but I'm not. but that's okay. So we are rolling again. Ryan, are you working next Sunday?
No, I won't be working Sundays anymore.
So yeah. Whoa. Oh my gosh, Casper.
Casper.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Ryan comes straight from work, and I kind of try to get everything set up for her, and it doesn't work out. And by the way, if you're watching the Phoenix Suns game, don't worry, we have it right here. Ryan will keep us updated. There you go. It's 101-96. The Suns will get the sweep. Is the thought?
Very impressive.
Yeah, it is game 4. Suns will win. It's not as exciting as our show, especially when Ryan probably doesn't know any of the overlays or anything. I don't even think you can see the videos and stuff you have to throw on. But welcome to episode 645, 46.
I could never tell you.
Well, it was in the...
Why you got to keep track?
Because it's good to know. Because when I get to 700, 800, it's a big deal. That's a lot of episodes. But today we'll be talking about Phoenix College and how they won the first national title for women's soccer. And is women's soccer changing? Is it turning more international? We're going to be talking about that. But welcome to the show, IT Ryan. Thanks for being here on the show. We appreciate you. You know how to work everything still? Or are you still trying to figure things out?
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure which mics everyone is.
Oh, I think I'm 1 and Keatley's 2 and you're 3. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Well, that was me. And
this would be me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's mine right there.
Yeah, we're all on. And Keatley McLaughlin is with us. Hi, Keat.
Hi, guys.
So Keatley's joining us after becoming a national champion. She's a national champion. And Azalma Torres, who was supposed to be here, had family commitments and she didn't make it out. And we miss you, Zalma. I was going to have a fun time with you, but apparently we're not going to. But we'll talk about you a little bit. And Ryan, you played with, did you play with Zalma as a kid?
I'm not sure about that. I know we went to high school and maybe middle school together.
Yeah, Cody played with her at Owafria. Zalma Torres scored 107 goals. I think we have an overlay of that, Ryan. Zalma Torres scored 107 goals for Owafria High School, and it was a pretty big deal. I mean, that's a lot of goals.
That's incredible.
I just put up her Twitter.
Yeah, we don't need her.
That was just the only one that said Zalma on it.
Now, anyways, trust us. 107 goals. She did that. But first, we're gonna do news, Keatley.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, former youth soccer coach charged for repeated sexual assault of a child, a 13-year-old.
It's disgusting.
It continues on, and it has Keatley's mic.
Can you hear me?
There she is. Yeah.
Yeah, good. I just need to get closer.
So a former Oregon youth soccer coach was charged Monday with repeated sexual assault of child for an alleged series of events that happened over a year and a half span, starting in 2012. And now they're catching him. And since then, he's been a lot of different places. So I'll read on. Daniel Gilday, 37, now of Round Rock, Texas, is in the custody of Williamson County, Texas. And authorities he's been with authorities since Monday. And the criminal complaint states that in December 2018, Dane County Sheriff's Detective Cheryl Patty and Jessamy Torres spoke to the parents of a woman who was then 18 years old, who has disclosed to them sexual abuse she experienced at the hands of Gilday during one-on-one soccer training starting when she was 11. So she kept this in. She was, didn't feel comfortable enough or strong enough to come forward until she became 18, and now she's willing to speak about it, and we're glad she's speaking about it because I'm sure she's not the only one.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, it's very horrifying. So what happened was she hurt her knee in a skiing trip in March 2012. And of course, this pedophile, Gilday, he's not guilty yet, but I'm pretty confident this guy did something stupid. He offered to rehabilitate her knee. So he went to mom and dad and said, hey, Mom, Dad, I'm a professional. I can show you how to get the most benefits through my amazing training with my amazing accent. Apparently, he's from the UK. Now, I cover so many episodes about the UK. You know, like why we are so concerned about shutting down the dealing with all the migration from Mexico, which we need to control our borders. But our biggest problem is allowing all these dang UK coaches coming over, raping the children of the United States. That's a bigger problem.
It's a huge problem.
It is a problem. It's all a problem, but that's definitely a problem. So during those one-on-one sessions, which took place outdoors, but out of the view of others, he would help stretch her. And during that time when he was stretching her, he would inappropriately touch her, and bad things happen. I won't read all the details of it because it's flippin' gross. But let's find out how he got here. Patty wrote in an affidavit filed in court this week that during her investigation, she learned Gilday was a citizen of the United Kingdom who came to the U.S. through a program that placed British soccer coaches with American teams.
Lovely.
Why can't we get Brazilian coaches or German coaches? You know, it's always UK.
We'll create better coaches here.
It's a mess. So this guy started a company called urbanpitch.com. Gilday created a training program that's on social media channel called GPS Soccer Assassins. After playing, he became interested in coaching. Eventually, he and his brother wound up in the Madison area. He ended up going back to England as he had to do for work visas, and spent 6 years in Madison. He then went on through the youth soccer clubs and ended up in Texas at the Sting Soccer Club. And he's doing stuff like this. I don't want to read too much about this, but this guy's a foul human being. We need to stop importing UK coaches over here. We don't need you. There's nothing you can do to help fix the problems we have here, because in the UK, you have problems too. You're not technical. We don't want you here. Get out of here.
We don't need another Larry Nassar out here.
Oh my gosh. It's so bad. Anyways, so that's disgusting. If you find it disgusting, or do you approve of some of these UK coaches, comment. Let us know. Let me
Be bold to comment that now.
Yeah, let me vet them for you. Let me find out who they are. Let's do some background checks, because I don't think U.S. Soccer's background checking is working too well, because it seems like every week we have this. Next up, from Yahoo Sports, U.S. beats Mexico 3-2. We all knew about that, but only did we win that game, but we also won the opportunity to take a beer beverage to the head.
Oh my gosh, that was insane.
You saw
People are insane.
Well, it's normal. It's never changed if Mexican fans are going to throw their alcohol if they don't win. So to control this situation, the Mexican national team, you need to start winning.
Start.
That's the one solution.
Yeah. So we do have a video of who got hit. I think it was
Gio Reyna.
Yeah, Gio Reyna got pelted. Show that video, Ryan. Let's watch him get smashed.
In the crowd, and he just gets caught with something there, right there. See if
Nice.
that catches him in the face.
He got pelted in the face. So Gio Reyna got smashed in the face. What did you expect? So we win the game on U.S. soil. Run to the corner and start putting our fingers up, like quiet down, non-American fans, and what you expect? They're throwing the stuff. At least look, and got smashed. But don't worry. Gio got smacked in the face, and so did a Mexican national team player. I don't even know which one.
Dude,
Yeah, that
he got
video.
hit
Yeah, I
hard.
do.
Yeah, did he get it the worst?
Is
All
this
right.
another beer bottle?
Yeah, it's all beer.
This one, yeah.
Get me out of there. Jeez Louise. Oh, that was bad.
Man, did I
Hey, show that again.
Frustration from Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
Empty.
Yeah, that's normal. And everyone's freaking out like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it happens all the time. Are you new?
They're used to it. They're okay.
So there's two ways to fix this, Keely. One, Mexico, you need to start winning so your fans don't get crazy. And two, if the U.S. national team would get more Mexican players.
That's true too.
I don't even know if that would help, but
Yeah, I don't know.
but it would be interested to find out who threw it, and apparently someone did throw and got caught. So Denver police arrested a fan who injured a U.S. soccer player with the projectile, alcohol, beer, Coors, because it was in Denver. At the Mile High Stadium. But they got him. That's okay. But we won. And that's awesome. But the real reason we're here, are the Suns winning? I need a Suns update.
They are. Suns are up 8 right now.
In the fourth?
Woof. That's a weird place. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, game 4.
Well, I know it's game 4,
I
but
don't know basketball. You asked about the fourth something.
all right. Well, let's talk about Phoenix College and how they won their first national title. And here with us is Keely McLaughlin, who serves as an assistant coach for Phoenix College. And tell us a little bit about your experience. What was it like?
It still feels unreal. It really does. Like, so obviously we won it. We traveled that same exact. We didn't even 5 hours later. We were driving to Atlanta.
It's Jessica. Let's Jessica's
yeah,
in.
J-Mac.
Let's bring Jessica on. Hey, what's up, Jess?
Hello.
J-Mac.
What's up, Key?
What's up, girl?
What's up, national champion?
Dude.
Are you still like on that high? You know, these celebrations, they
Dude,
last for days and days. It's kind of like nonstop. And then once it like stops, you like realize the feeling. You're like, holy crap, that was such a rush. Like,
Dude, it
oh
was
my
weird.
God.
So I didn't even feel it until I was on the airplane. Like, we
Yeah.
were flying home. And I was like, so I have it, the screensaver of my phone is the team picture.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I started watching the video and I could just hear Phoenix is national champions. And I started bawling my eyes out on the airplane. I'm like, oh my God. The poor women next to me were probably like, what is wrong with this freak? And I'm sitting there like, we just did that.
Oh my
What?
goodness.
Like, I'm like looking for the girls. They're all sleeping. I'm like, whoa. These poor people on the plane have no clue.
Yeah. That's such a cool feeling, man. Oh my goodness. Congrats. That's
Thank you, dude.
absolutely
Thank you.
amazing. That's big time. That's historical. It's nice to be obviously a champion, of course, but like part of something historical. That's next level, you know, and it's amazing. It's just like such a great feeling. It's so hard to put into words. It truly is. It's just like probably one of the most exciting feelings in the world, because like all that work you put in, you know, that the process it's not always, you know, silky smooth, but you know, you guys grinded it out 14-0. Like, what the heck? Has that ever happened in JUCO history? I have so many questions.
Dude. Right. I'm still speechless. I'm still sitting here like I had, even because we almost lost it, obviously, to with in pool play to Abanzi. We were 55 seconds away from losing it.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, as soon as we won that game, like, we're winning this. We're taking this home. Like, it's unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah. Good for you guys. How exciting. Congrats once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So Jessica.
Oh, hey Dave. I forgot you were there.
I'm here. I'm just sitting back
Give Dave his show back.
enjoying it. So Keely did a wonderful post talking about, I think you were talking to Coach Chris Cigar about the significance. It was Chris Cigar's 14th year as head coach. It was 14 wins. And
14 playable players.
14 playable players. And Jessica McDonald is number 14. And we retired her number. And an interesting part of this too is you were a big part of recruiting Zalma Torres. So we were having a hard time getting Zalma to commit, and so we had you give her a call. How'd that conversation go?
It went great. You know, I kind of picked at her brain a little bit. I was like, okay, how are you feeling? I'm not here to put any pressure on you whatsoever, but this is how I kind of dealt with things, picking schools and things like that. And, you know, obviously my story is a little bit different than hers, but I told her, I was like, look, just sign somewhere where you feel it's right. If you think that's Phoenix College, go for it. Of course I want you to go to PC, you know, of all places in Arizona. Go to PC, you know, but I'm not gonna, you know, really force it on you. It's all about how you're feeling about it. You know, if you know anybody there, that's a little more comforting. You know, I kept it real with her, and she listened. I mean, we were on the phone for a long time because she really opened up to me, which, you know, I was very grateful for, that she had my trust to obviously have that conversation. But once she made the decision, she told me when she made the decision to go to PC, and I was ecstatic. I was like, that's absolutely amazing. So, yeah, I might have had, you know, a piece in her making the decision to go to PC. And if I had anything to do with it, it's nice to have that type of impact, and just happy she made the right choice, clearly. So.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think about, because I was there when she was talking to you. I'm not even sure she was in my phone, or you might have called her back later, but that's so cool to think about, that you were a very important part of helping her decide to come to Phoenix College, and she becomes the player of the tournament, which is just crazy to think about.
That kid came up huge.
Yeah.
She came up huge. The season, the tournament, everything. And she's such a great
I saw
teammate.
some of her goals.
Oh, she's a baller, dude.
Yeah.
And she's so fun to be around. I mean, you need some energy. Oh my, Z, it's like,
She's got
it comes from nowhere. Like,
Yeah.
That's
amazing.
And the thing is, like, she hasn't been given opportunities because of her size, and she's a tiny thing, but she scored 103 goals in high school, and you know, she broke all those records. I mean, I'm more about believe what they're showing you. You know, if they're scoring goals but they're undersized, well, give them an opportunity until they stop scoring goals, and she keeps scoring goals. And, you know, she's never been.
I mean, it's like Messi's a walking testimony, you know, for size and being great. At this point in the game of soccer, I feel like that is just so overrated, because I've had plenty of short friends who have been told, oh, you can't play that position. No, you can't play soccer. You're too small. Like, screw that. There's a lot of tiny, amazing players out there, you know? So yeah. Zalma is just definitely one of them.
It's more prevalent on the women's side, being small on the women's side. It's more difficult right now, not internationally, because it's more understood, and not on the men's side. Obviously, for me, I mean, my top goal scorers are tiny, but on the women's side, they tend to be, you know, kind of like your size. They're big and they're athletic, and you do get the best athletes in women's soccer. That's a little different than getting the best athletes on the men's side. They tend to migrate to football and basketball. But yeah, it's interesting to see someone of her stature. I mean, how tall is she?
I don't think she's 5 foot.
Oh,
Yeah,
seriously?
Yeah, I don't think she's 5 foot.
What?
I think we had
Yeah.
that conversation. I don't think she's 5
she's
foot.
tiny, but
Yeah.
she can strike the ball,
Oh, dude,
and
she's insane.
she scores goals. You know, she's a soccer genius. So, and you have to be if you're gonna be that size.
Absolutely.
But Jessica, I know it's late for you in North Carolina, and we appreciate you coming on, but we definitely wanted to talk to you about that. Zalma couldn't make it tonight. She had some family commitments come up last minute, but she's watching.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, thanks so much for having me, you guys. Key, once again, congratulations. Z, if you're listening, congratulations to you as well, girl. What an amazing accomplishment. I'm just so proud of the whole program. So, yeah, you guys have a good night. And thank you once again for having me, Dave.
All right. Thanks, Jess.
Okay, we appreciate it, Jess.
Bye.
Thank you.
No worries. Bye.
Bye. So that was Jessica McDonald. She was nice enough to come on, and she's in North Carolina, and I don't know what it's her bedtime. So I was going to do like a pre-tape with her because I didn't want her to stay up too late, and I think she got busy or whatever. But she called in. That was cool, and it works. Is Jessica the first one that called in randomly?
I thought you planned that. So yes.
Oh, well, awesome. See, it works. So all those people that do have a call-in, you can interrupt my podcast at any time if you feel the need to do so. So let's play the video of the goals.
Yeah.
All right.
So throw all the goals of nationals, and we don't have to be on, but let's. First Suns update. What's the score?
Suns update. They're still ahead.
114, 103. See.
Wait, is the other team is called the Nuggets?
Yeah, Denver Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're gonna get swept tonight. Anyways, let's play the video of
Is it all in that same one?
Yeah, it's just one video. Go ahead and throw that up.
Phoenix coming up with it again, quickly on the attack, looking for a handball call. Not gonna happen. Shoot and score. No need for the handball, as coming up big with the first goal of the game is Zalma Torres. Acosta gets around a defender. Moves just outside the 18. Now she sidesteps into the 18, takes her shot, and she scores! Phoenix is moving on!
Right foot corner. Punched away. Headed away. Right foot. Back of the net. There is the insurance. The Bears get it after it was punched away by...
Teams will adapt on the fly.
I said 3 of those goals. Of course, 2 of those goals have come here, allowing 2. And this is a dispossession. Right foot shot and a goal. There it is. On cue. 46th of the year for the number. Good ball by Torres. Valenzuela Acosta could have a one-on-one with the keeper. Stops to her right. Dispossessed momentarily. Torres try. Back of the net. First for the Bears. Phoenix leads it 1-0. Minute and 45 seconds. Good dispossession here. Advantage played. Valenzuela Acosta. So good at setting it up. Inside the box. Off the head. Scrum inside the 6. Into the back of the net. Phoenix has won the national championship.
My Twitter, I posted that video and someone comments and goes, "How'd you let Chris outrun you?"
Chris is fast if he wants to be.
Chris was on the field before the ball even touched the net. He was gone. Catching Chris was insane.
And it's smart to do that. I remember when we beat Yavapai for the at their place in the semifinals, and it was the first time we beat them in a playoff game, or first time we ever beat them at Lindley as a coach. And as soon as we score, I sprinted. I like tore my hamstring and everything. But if everyone sprints on, the referees stick with the call. They don't think, they just, all right, it's over. Versus if you stay on the sideline, then it's going to be like, well, maybe it was offsides, or maybe there was a foul or something. So
well, that's what concerned me, honestly, at first, was that
Sprint.
Jazz was going to be, and we just started running, and he called the game, and I think my boyfriend or something after the game was like, "Was that offsides?" I'm like, "We don't even know. We just went sprinting."
Just sprint on. Game over.
That really works.
Well, it makes it easier. You don't want the refs thinking. No. The worst thing about a referee is when they go from they have the whistle in their hand, and then a foul happens, and they put the whistle towards their mouth, and they put it back down, because from that time they change their mind and think of like, well, it's like seeing everyone's thoughts on or what they saw in a car accident. It's always different.
You know what was really cool about that goal too was who it was scored by.
Who scored the goal?
Jasmine Gonzalez.
Was that her first?
Ellie Gonzalez's sister.
Shut up.
No. So Ellie Gonzalez was on our 2017 team.
Scored
that
38 goals or something like that.
I mean, we broke records with her.
Yeah.
Scoring goals. And so Jazz has always obviously been in her older sister's spotlight.
Yeah.
And we go to nationals. She wins the national tournament and scores the game winner. How crazy is that?
Sorry,
Ella. Ellie, but...
Sorry, Ellie. Sorry, Ellie. Your sister's better.
We were like, oh my gosh, how crazy is that the 2017, the team that broke so many records, got us to nationals for the first time. And the sister made history for us. Again. Crazy.
Well,
It's meant to be.
Keep it in the family. Was that her first goal?
No, she had scored a few. She had scored some bangers, actually, throughout the season. Yeah. But that was the first of the tournament.
So I want to go back to those. Are we able to go, Ryan? Are we able to go back to those goals? Mute the crazy people speaking, and it's not all the goals, by the way, because we are missing some because of.
Yeah, we missed both the Wabanzi goals.
Okay.
Put it on, mute it, and then put you in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we able to do that? I want to show some.
I can definitely put you in. I can do it. Yeah.
Phoenix coming up with it again, quickly
All
on
right,
the
so-
attack.
And I'm in, and I'm
For
okay.
a handball call,
So
not going to happen. Shoot and
let's see
score.
the. Does it show a replay
there we
that? Okay. Now watch. So that's Zama scoring that goal, and this is what I don't like about. Hey, rewind it.
Rewind it.
Yeah, and get it to the point where she scores, and then the girl just goes full speed into her. Okay, she scored, and look at that girl.
Oh, jeez.
Psychopath. Rewind it, and
It's so hard to rewind.
pause
There
it.
we go.
Just pause it right.
Oh, hold on.
Right
Score it
there.
There it is.
Boom.
Jeez.
What the heck? That's women's soccer.
Wow.
It's
She's
disgusting.
Like sitting on her.
It should be a PK if anything. And does the ref give that player a card or anything?
No.
The officiating is so bad. That's violent. Could have tore her ACL. And everyone's like, oh, the reason there's so many
Did she
ACL
push her
injuries.
back?
Oh yeah, Zalma
Yeah,
pushed
she was
her
mad.
down. I don't think Zalma knew she scored at that point. She just was like, get off, and then I scored. That's great.
She almost died. But the point being, I'm like, what? That should be almost a red card
Oh, it's
on,
insane.
on
Blindsided her
the
completely.
disgusting play by that player. And that's how they're taught. The coaches, if you're a coach, and comment if you disagree, or comment if you agree. If you're a coach that teaches that kind of play by players of male or female, you're disgusting and you should be fired. You shouldn't coach. You're horrible. That shouldn't be. Obviously, she's been doing it for a long time. It's disgusting. You shouldn't be able to do those things.
That game, so that was against Muskegon. They came at us. They were hitting us from the very beginning. So that was the
Jeez.
12th seed. Like they shouldn't have been the 12th seed. It was.
All right,
that was a crazy
keep playing
game.
on, but that's reckless soccer, and it's so
absolutely.
nice to see a technical team win versus we're just big and athletic and we just beat up the other teams.
That was a majority of that tournament.
Yeah, we were the smallest team. This goal's ridiculous. So this goal has this is the second game. Ansel flipping aim. She just ripped that
Win
ball
it, no
side
overtime.
netting, no chance, and the celebration's legit.
Did you see the picture she posted on
Yeah.
Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And then Kiana heads the ball off the side of the pole, and then who put that in?
Daisy Arnando.
Daisy. She's a stud too. There's Scout. And then
This was
Anisel
Anisel.
again, stealing the ball off the defender. I mean, it's nice to recruit players that are tall and athletic, but they can't spin and turn.
So that's the
Away
team
from
that has
pressure.
the 4 girls over 6'1".
Jeez. What a great, that's one of my favorite moments is when Anisel was smart enough to spin and find Zalma to score. And that's intelligence. And that's where the game's going.
That's Kiana, a majority of the tournament. Kiana did it spun so many times.
Well, Kiana's crazy technical.
Ballers.
And there's not enough players like that, but this team is only going to get better.
Zalma
So, all right.
won that header too.
So, I have questions.
Is
So
that all
let's,
you want to see of the video?
yeah, that's it.
All right.
No need to see Jason Rowe hurt himself. What's the score? Suns update?
Suns update. Still winning 121 to 116 now.
Yeah, we're going to
How
sweep.
much is that? 20 seconds left on the game because it's
Is it fourth
4.
quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 20 seconds. We're going to win.
Woo.
I still can't name a basketball player.
I can't name.
I can
a
name
male
him from the
basketball player.
90s. Charles Barkley, Jeff Hornacek, Danny Ainge, Mark West, Tom Chambers. I can name all the old players. Kevin Johnson.
I know some of the Mercury players.
I can tell you Kevin, Devin Booker, and Chris Paul. Those are about the 2 that are on the current.
I don't pay attention to basketball anymore.
Steve
Since
Nash,
the 90s.
Shaq.
Steve Nash, obviously when Shaq came in. Anyways, questions I have. How many internationals did you guys face in these games? Was there a lot? There's probably more D1 because so the difference between D1 and D2, since it's now D2, is dorms. So if you house players, you can't be in Division 2. So how many did you notice the rosters of the teams you were playing in Division 2? Did they have many
There
internationals?
was one team from Texas, and I couldn't tell you. They're from El Paso, and they had a few Spaniards on the team.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the other ones, I don't think so.
Okay. But it's growing on the men's side.
Yeah.
It's all international. D2, D1 don't matter, and I'll show you that in a second. So the overlay one, I want to show. So Tyler, Texas is the Division I team on the women's side. They won the national title, I think, 4 or 5 times, 3 times in a row now. They just won it again. So look at the number of internationals they have. And I highlighted the numbers. You see, where are they from, Ryan?
I'm not seeing any highlights. Am I looking at the right thing? Tyler, Texas roster?
Mm-hmm. There, it's yellow. It's hard to see.
It's yellow under like Netherlands.
Yeah,
And,
that's international.
Oh, I thought you wanted a number.
No,
Okay.
name them.
We have Australia, Denmark, Australia, Serbia, Netherlands, Germany. This is Ghana.
Yep.
Hungary, Japan, a couple more Netherlands, Spain, and another Spain.
Okay. All right. So that's Tyler, Texas. Then Iowa Western, who's always, top 5 in the country. You can X out of that. Iowa Western, let's look how many internationals they have. So these are D1s. D2s are not really supposed to have that many, if any. Are you going to hit that overlay, Ryan?
Sorry, where?
It's on the...
No, what's the name of the place?
Iowa Western.
Got it.
So Iowa Western has how many? Or just name them. Where are they from?
Spain. It's so small. Japan.
Want me to come
There's
over there?
No way I'll be able to read it. Oh, Barcelona. Just kidding. Venezuela, Spain, Japan, Colombia, Spain, Papillon. I think that's all of them.
All right, get out of there. Okay, and then there's Eastern Florida, and just show Eastern Florida real quick. They have a bunch as well, as you can see. All right, get out of that. So the women's game is changing a bit, where it's getting more internationals, which is confusing. We're the World Cup champions. Our women's team, we're the best. So why? And it's now changing. On the men's side, this is how it is. The team with the most internationals typically win. That's typical how it happens. And on the men's side, it's crazy. So Southeastern won the national title. Mm-hmm. Division II. Throw that overlay. Check this out. Find an American.
Is that the red circles?
Yeah.
We have 2 Americans
Yeah.
and 1 crossed out Australia.
I didn't mean to cross it out, but the entire roster is international. The 2 I circled are from where, Ryan?
America?
Read where they're from.
Well, I just took it down.
Well, read it.
They're from the Virgin Islands, and I can zoom in.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. They're both from the Virgin Islands.
Yeah. All right. You can take it. Jeez Louise. You can take that off. All right. Virgin Islands. That's not even America. We just took it. They're the most popular sport in the Virgin Islands is football. Not American football. Football, what we call soccer. And I think cricket. But it's not an American. That's an America. Their entire roster is international. How are they D2? Where do they keep all these kids? Because D2 is supposed to be schools that don't house.
Where's the money?
I don't know.
Where's that coming from?
I don't know. You're not supposed to pay for housing, as far as I know, unless the rules have changed. So, we had 1 Japanese player on our team, and he had to find his own apartment. He has to pay. We came in scholarship internationals, and they get all, we won nationals with an all international lineup against everyone else, but everyone played had internationals, like a lot. It is what it is, and it's not an excuse for me. I'm used to it. We got destroyed in Maricopa. As far as them canceling sports, we might do it. We, may do it or whatever. And then half my team left. And Joel Sangawa, my best player from last year, who played for Iowa Western, got in the national finals. And he left there because there wasn't sports. And they're like, heck, we're going to have sports after all. Yes.
Do we want a Phoenix Suns update? The game's over.
Oh, we win?
I was going to ask for a drum roll, but yeah, we won. 125 to 118.
All right. See, we won.
Ballers.
Yeah. So the game's changing on the women's side. And it's interesting to watch the Phoenix College women. It's heavy Hispanic, which is different than what you would typically see in the women's game, especially at that level.
Speaking of that, you know how nasty people were?
I would imagine.
We had to warn the girls, just from the experience from 2017, we had to warn the girls, just be ready because they're going to attack you from all different angles. They're going to attack your color because people are horrible. And it did.
It's different. Wow. And I'm okay with that. They got through that and won anyways.
My favorite thing, we're driving home on the bus after we had just won it. The girls are going wild in the back of the bus, and Anna Sal goes, "Hey guys, this is where all the haters start texting us, congratulating us." The bus just erupts like, yeah! It's like, oh no.
So I think the Phoenix College Women's program, it kind of set up a new standard. Usually winning kind of changes everything. In the late 90s, when Hispanic teams started to take over on the boys' side in Arizona, when it used to be Sereno, everything, and then suddenly Tuzos or just some King Cobras, just these Hispanic teams would come win. And so what would happen? Oh, you win with Hispanic players, they went and took. Mm-hmm. So they took Hispanic players. In 2013, when Phoenix College was just destroying everybody, with 2 Japanese kids that we got. Now, everyone's trying to get Japanese kids. PM is getting a ton of Japanese kids.
Yeah, I saw the trend there.
So that's what happens. So when a smaller technical team wins, it's going to get those coaches thinking, okay, we got big athletes, but little Hispanic girls are winning. So they're going to go after those players. So it changes the game. Winning changes everything. Oh yeah. No different than that movie Glory Road, when they started the 5 African Americans in the NCAA Division I finals. Once that happened and they won, everyone started getting African Americans. It's interesting to watch, but the game is changing, especially on the women's side. Do you think it's changing? Is it going to change where the women's side is going to be forced to be crazy technical? Because being bigger, faster, and just athletic without skill, it's not going to last. It won't take you to the next level because there's always a set group of players, internationally speaking, that are going to come in that can outthink you. So you can't just be an athlete. You got to be a little bit different. So
it does. It makes it fun.
It's going to change. I love the competition for that kind of thought process of how are we going to figure it out.
Well, that was what was really fun about the semis and the championship, because it was like a direct style of soccer compared to us, who the girls are very technical in play. It was crazy.
At Georgian Dragon, I'm hearing these. I'm hearing some parents and stuff. They're like, just kick. Even Dimitri, just saying, just kick the ball. No. Just kick the ball up the field. Just get the ball to the other side of the field. Just keep it over there. That's how we win. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's not how we play. We can't do that against these bigger teams. And I remember Dimitri, he was saying, we're just, busting each other up. But he's like, just go forward, just bang, bang, bang. And, or shoot kind of thing. And then Anisel gets the ball, spins away from the goal, lays it off to Zelma, who scored that goal. I'm like, okay, if they listen to you, they didn't score. Good job, Dimitri. Just messing with you, buddy. Anyways, and the game's changing. It's becoming more technical, and Phoenix College showcased that, which is kind of cool. So we got some comments there, I see, Ryan.
Yeah, those actually came earlier, but they were covered up by something else. These are comments about the pervert and Mexico throwing beers. I'll show them anyways. Carlos thinks it's disgusting, and rightfully so. Are we sure it was beer in that cup? Unacceptable. And then, sorry if I butcher this, Biagio.
That's Scott. That's Chris Scotti.
Oh.
That just had his name online.
He said, what's new? If you're winning against Mexico, then it'll start raining beers.
Yeah. It's normal.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Is that something to be concerned about?
What?
The streaming monitor, it says it's showing the Phoenix Suns at 14 minutes. Does that mean anything? I don't really pay attention to the side of the screen very often.
It's probably just kind of frozen there. but I can definitely check it online to see if we're all right. But other than that, Keely, what? Oh,
Is it frozen?
no, we're good.
Oh, I say like that.
So for the ones that don't know, NSL set up Zalma for the game winner, we thought. And then with how much time left, did what school are you playing? Holmes?
Holmes.
They scored with how much time
55
left?
seconds.
55 seconds to push it to overtime. What were you thinking at that moment? Like, was it meant to be, or?
It was weird because so obviously when we played Wabanzi, there was 46 seconds that we got the PK and we scored. And in that game, I was like, before we got that PK, I'm like, we're going home. I was like, this sucks. Like, we deserve to be here and we're going home like that.
Right.
That's,
I forgot. That was bracket play. So you almost didn't get out of bracket.
We were 46 seconds away from going home in pool play. It was crazy. And so after that game, I'm like, we're not getting this. And then we got the PK and we ended up winning, and it was an incredible moment. And so we got back to the hotel and Chris is talking to the girls, and he's like, he gave this great talk. He was like, if you had any doubts in your head, which I'm sure like most of you did, and he was like, get them out right now because we're winning this. And so I'm like, all right. So we get to the championship game, 55 seconds. They score outside the 18, and everyone's like, oh. And Chris mutters something under his breath, and I mutter something under my breath. And then we both just look at each other and we're like, let's go. What else do you do at that point? Like, and
it makes it more memorable.
Yeah.
Assuming you win.
Yeah, no, right.
Because it could have been bad.
It was like, you know what? Like, we just wanted to play a little longer. You got to look at it that way, and let's go.
Yeah, so we're at the Georgian Dragon. We're up 1-0, obviously, and then they scored, and then everyone got real quiet. And I'm like with my head down, everything's just quiet, just like freaking A. And then we're asking questions, how much is overtime and all that stuff. But it was quiet. It was loud before. Georgian Dragon shuts off the stream. And mind you, it's not easy to set up, with the Fire Stick we were using. Anyways, and I'm like, what happened? They're like, I thought the game was over. I'm like, no.
Oh, we go overtime.
They're like, it was quiet. And I'm like, we thought you lost. I'm like, it feels like it, but we haven't. So we lost like 10 minutes of the overtime. So we got it on by the second overtime. Luckily, we didn't miss that goal because the celebration, Georgian Dragon, was amazing. It was such a cool feeling because that's what I love about Georgian Dragon. Is
soccer feel.
It's soccer. It had the big screens. And you guys pushed it to freaking overtime, and the Suns are coming on. All new people are coming in. They're like, what's this? And they're like, shut up. This is historic. So, and they eventually converted to Phoenix College fans because of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
The president showed up. Jason Snyder showed up. Dimitri was there. We had your grandparents were there. I took a picture with them. And Julie was there with her husband. The Fuentes sisters were there.
The Douglases.
The Douglases were there. They were right in front of me. And there was like, I don't know, 9 of my guys were there. And
that's so cool.
Our Jordan, our trainer's boyfriend was there. He didn't know Jordan. I didn't know you had a boyfriend, but now I do. He's like, because someone got hurt and she had to run on the field. Daisy got hurt. And so Jordan comes on the field and this guy screams, "That's my girlfriend!"
That's so awesome.
It was hilarious.
Jordan was awesome this week.
Yeah, no, Jordan's awesome.
So great.
She does her job well, and obviously, and
she was so valuable.
Yeah.
She goes, "Does this mean I win too?" And I'm like,
"Yeah,
it means you win."
Yeah, Jordan, you win. You're a winner. And who else was there? I don't want to forget anybody. I don't know. Oh, who was on the crutches to nationals? Wasn't able to play.
Who?
How many crutches did you have? Didn't play in the tournament.
Had 4 unable. Lexi Aguilar, Vanessa.
I think it was
Rachel.
Vanessa's
the one on crutches.
So I think it was Vanessa's parents were there. I think one of the parents. Yeah, I know Aaliyah's parents, but these parents I didn't know, but we met them. But it was a cool crowd. It was a cool experience, and it was awesome to be able to stream, a Phoenix College game other than a World Cup game or something what they typically do. But we appreciate that. Thank you, Dave of Georgian Dragon, for helping us out on short notice.
Jordan was so excited. She's like, I love that place.
Oh, okay. That makes sense why her boyfriend was there. She's like, hey, going back.
She's like, you should go.
So let me pick your brain a little bit. I kind of prepared this a little bit. So you just won a national title, and you've been in 2 other national championship games and took second.
3.
3?
No.
Well, what is you semis with
two
PC?
2 semis, 2 championships. 2 semis, 2 championships.
Okay, and and state final with Millennium. That was a big game too. From all those experiences, and from this experience specifically, I kind of talked to you about this, about like write out every little detail of every moment, everything that went through it, what was processing, what was good, what was bad. What can we learn from that? What did you learn from that weekend, other than glory and all those feelings? But what did you learn?
Attitude, I think, was one of the biggest ones. Like going back and like kind of looking through it and act, how did we act that whole week? How did you act the championship, the semifinals? It was, attitude to me was kind of the biggest one. Because when you're out there, it's such a stressful environment.
Right.
Any playoff, championship, semis, like it's so stressful. It's unbelievable. I mean, before the game, I was calling Skelly because I was freaking out. I'm like, Skelly, what do I do? And
Wim Hof, breathe.
yeah, I was panicking. I was like, and I wasn't showing the girls or anything, but I was like, dude, like I'm freaking out. And he was like, there's nothing you can do. It's like, there's nothing you can do in this moment. You can't train them. You can't teach them anything. He was like, you literally just have to have their back and kind of just be there for them, talk to them because they're feeling the exact same thing. The last 3 times before this championship, the 2 semifinals, the other championship, myself, the other coaches, the players, you let that stress almost come through.
So everyone sees it.
Everyone sees it.
Yeah.
Everyone's yelling at each other. Like if something inconvenient happens, like it's like, I'm quick to snap at you. You're quick to snap at me. I'm quick to snap at whoever's on the field. Chris did such a good job. Like this championship game, like Zalma was crying at halftime. Anissa was crying at halftime. Like you could just see their anxiety. Cause like that game was tough. Like having that ball just smash down your throat over and over and over. And like,
and when I was watching that game, I was so nervous because the team was big and they're athletic, and they were just running through you girls, and the ref wasn't making calls.
No, and it was,
she said the referee did settle in the second half and did much better, but that was my big. I was so nervous. I'm like, how are they going to deal? I mean, eventually your body only get hit so many times, but go on.
No, and it was intense because they kept. Excuse me. They kept bombing the ball down our throats, and we are such a possession-based team, it didn't feel like we had possession.
Right.
And so the girls are panicking. They're like, what do we do? We're not, like, Zalmo's freaking out, Anissa's freaking out, Kiana's freaking out. And you just have to walk and talk to them and like, hey, we are just fine. Like, it's 0-0. They haven't really gotten an opportunity. We've gotten multiple. Like, you can do this. I actually told Z, and I was like, I told Z this and I told Bailey this because they were both freaking out. And I was like, this is going to be super, super cheesy, but what happens to a piece of coal when you put it under pressure?
Turns into a diamond.
And they both, they calmed down. They're like, okay. Like Chris was like, hey, like we're all feeling it. You guys got this. Like, just believe in that, guys. And it goes back to the Wabanzi game. It's like if you have any sort of doubt, you got to push it out.
Remove it.
You got to let it go.
Being a possession-based team, watch it. And I get what you guys weren't possessing well at times because you're just getting beat up, but it was those moments, like that moment where you guys strung 3 passes where you found Anissel and she spun away from pressure and laid it off to Zelma. It's that small moment that was built up through thousands of connecting passes and games that led up to that moment, and that's what it is. You prepared for that little string set of passes for that moment. All the moments. that gave you the opportunity to get that PK at the end for Kiana, and all those things. It developed through the season. The one thing Chris said to me before even the season started was like, it's a fun group. Mm-hmm. You know, they as far as the team chemistry. So to talk a little bit about, I know you were delayed on paperwork and stuff, so you got there midway or whatever. But what was your what did you recognize as far as the team bond and how they got along and different pieces to that team that made that team such a unified group?
So the first day I got there, so I missed preseason. I got there, I think, right after their first game, the GCC game. And I don't remember who the two girls were, but two had to run a Texas Mile. Like just that fitness, to get the fitness test in before the season start. And I think it was Carmen and Aaliyah that had to run it still. And I walked up and Chris showed me how to do temperature checks. I'm like, all right, cool, doing all that. I'm introducing myself to the girls. Carmen shows up, Leah shows up, and then Scout and Acacia show up. And they're like, yeah, we're going to run it with them. And it was kind of like, in my year, like, my teammates were great, right? But they're not going to run next year Texas Mile. Like, I wouldn't. And they're like, yeah, we're going to run with Carmen and Leah, and they ended up passing it, like, right there.
Oh.
In the Texas Mile. And even before that day, talking to Chris, like, Chris was so excited for this team. And I had never, like, not that I had never seen Chris excited, but he was different. Like, he was like, this group gets along. They like to play together. Like, they're so much fun. And that's not something Chris usually talks about.
And
so I was like, oh, okay. And then seeing them and just watching the two, like, Scout and Acacia run with the other two. And then the rest of them show up and they're all cheering each other on. Like, oh, yeah, you guys got it. It's like, okay.
If you go into the weight room, you'll see, I used to list, because I used to do 6 a.m. practices or 5 a.m. before COVID. And on that board, you'll see Kiana, Scout, Aaliyah, Anisel, even though she was still in high school. Mm-hmm. And who else? Who got hurt in the game?
Daisy.
Daisy's on there. There's like 6 or 7 of that team that showed up to those early morning practices to train with the men's team, which shows a lot about how much they cared for the game and how much they wanted to get better. And that was a big deal. And that showed a lot. And knowing that they did come, because they had options.
Yeah.
They chose to come to PC. I was really excited. I think everyone was excited for this group because it's it's not every day you get those kind of players that are
and the other thing Chris talked about too is he was like, like obviously I went through it as a player. And Chris's fitness, it works.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we work hard. And he was like, this is the first group that never complained about running. Like they never complained about having to work hard. They never complained about the hot summer days, the hot spring days that they were running. Like,
and you guys had to run a lot.
And we ran a lot.
In that national tournament. How many games?
4 games.
4 games?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, two bracket games, semis, finals. So you had to play a game on day 1, day 2, or no, day 1 day off, 3. Day 3 off, day 4, day 5. Mm-hmm. So it was 4 games in 6 days.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, we couldn't play another. We're broken right now.
Yeah,
but girls gave it their all.
Yeah, that's awesome, Keely, that you had a chance to experience. I'm so grateful we had a chance to watch it from afar and see those girls, especially a lot of them we coached from Millennium and Club. It's fun to watch them all come together. West Valley, a lot of West Valley girls that won a national title, which is awesome.
It was cool, like just with the Millennium girls that we lost the championship with. They were like, this is why we had to come back together. This is what, like Anisel actually, like, I'm not going to tell her I started crying, but I definitely started crying over this. She was like, this is why we didn't win in 2017. The championship game. Like, she was like,
Millennium?
This is why. She was like, we had something bigger coming for us. Like, between me, her, and Kiana, and I was like,
you learn. Because the championship game with Millennium in 2017, how many people were there? A couple thousand? I mean, it was packed. It was a packed game and a lot of pressure. and it was a good experience. You learn from every experience, win, lose, you learn.
Yeah.
And even that game with even the girls that are crying at halftime, they got through it. They experienced that pressure. And when they get that pressure again, they're like, oh, I know what this is like.
Yeah.
It's no different than dealing with Jet, that stubs his toe for the first time or whatever. It's like he thinks he's going to die and then does it again. He's like, okay, I need a Band-Aid.
Walking
kind of thing.
down the stairs the first time.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. But any comments or questions? I didn't really push anything, but that's our podcast. It's time to call it done, but we'll do another one with Phoenix College. I got set.
PC girls.
Yeah.
what school are we talking about?
I'll have some Millennium girls on. But special thanks to Keatley McLaughlin and of course IT Ryan and Zalma. I wish you were here. She said she wanted to do it tomorrow. I don't do it on Mondays. I do it on Sundays. If you want more of these podcasts, I broadcast Monday through Friday on youth soccer development for parents and coaches. You can find us on iHeartRadio, Google Play, iTunes, or wherever podcasts are found, or go to coachcameron.com for direct access. I don't really update it much, but you never know. But we'll see you next Sunday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.